Previously, various analysts have talked about transactional selling, traditional selling, complex selling, and then distributed/mega deals. I think those are way too rough. Even if we focus entirely on distributed/mega deals, we have found 13 and counting, 13 different buying logics. So I give you two examples. So let's assume I represent SAP and this guy over here is representing an IT consultant. We can both have 30 million euros of annual revenue from T-Mobile. However, the path for me at SAP, which is this enterprise resource planning software, biggest in the world in that space, for me to reach the 30 million euros per year is vastly different than it is for the CEO of this IT consulting company. So let's look at me for it first. So first of all, to get the fundamental core ERP platform, it's typically an RFI, an RFP process. There's only one winner. The decision is very strategic. It's like board, top management, VPs, directors, and mainly those. A lot of resources going into that deal because it is binary. There's only one winner. The reward is not necessarily big on the initial base platform. The reward is bigger on the additional modules and the additional countries, additional users, companies that T-Mobile are acquiring that adds revenue to us. But that entry ticket is critical, super strategic. The way for me at SAP to reach the 30 million is to start there, that's my land, and then I expand by selling additional modules where we as the core software provider have an upper hand over niche players. Now, looking at the IT consultant, the way they reach 30 million euro per year is completely different. So first of all, you need to be one of maybe 30 framework agreement providers. So T-Mobile is granting 30 different providers, 30 different IT consultants the right to sell IT consulting into T-Mobile, where there are pre-stipulated prices on various consultant type, etc. And that framework agreement is actually in reality not worth any real money because it's only a hunting license. Then me that represent the IT consultant, we need to win individual projects and sell various CVs to a lot of team managers across the world on a medium to low management level. So, and that's a very distributed hunting. So these two are two examples of vastly different buying logic that would all be under the umbrella of distributed/mega deals. But as you can understand, they're very different and they have very different consequences on how you go to market. So there are quite a few attributes to look at on top of the umbrella buying logic model, which is, for example, the ownership model. So your target accounts that you're selling into, how are they owned? Are they private equity owned, founder owned? Are they IPO'd and owned by institutions? Do they have a franchise structure within the group where the headquarters is owned in one way, the various local entities are owned in a franchise structure, or is it majority owned, etc., or SPVs? So the ownership models influence the way you go to market as well and the way they make decisions. It's also important to know the size of the client, primarily the number of employees. To give an example of why that matters, if we want to do marketing towards these clients and our deal size is small, then it's very expensive to target all employees, for example. Here you want to go for a much smaller audience, whereas if the deal size is vast, you can afford to target a vast group of people inside that account. Also, the deal revenue amount per land and per expand step, but also the deal profit amount per step, and also the strategic importance within the account and also within the segment. Then when you've figured out which buying logic, or actually which combination of buying logics you're having among your clients, and you've added these additional attributes, then you go into designing your go-to-market model. And it's way more refined than just looking at transactional, traditional, complex, and distributed/mega deals. There are way more layers and models to look at, which we do with our clients. As I mentioned earlier, we have up until now identified 13 different buying logics, and these are increasing all the time. In some upcoming videos, we're going to go deep into each of the buying logics and then the related go-to-market mixes for that.